where we make you feel bad about all the decisions you've ever made.
I thought I was the only one who had this show make me feel bad about all the decisions I've ever made, but I guess it's everyone.
So I did that opening as an homage to what the topic is today, which is toxic mom culture.
Oof.
Which I'm hurtling into at a rapid clip.
What do you
Despite
mean?
people tell you stuff you don't want to hear.
Like what?
I don't know, that like I need to be thinking about preschools now.
Ooh.
The baby isn't born.
I guess what is it? It's like you have to apply to the preschool or whatever.
I guess, but like to be honest, I don't even know where I'm gonna live in 2 years,
Right.
2.5 years,
Right.
3 years.
Right. And also, you don't seem like the type of person who's like, if he doesn't get into this preschool, he's never going to Harvard.
Well, that's like the
That's
other
what
thing.
people are
It's
saying.
like I really like, and I'm just like not that worried
Yeah.
about things. I mean, I'm worried that the world won't exist.
Yeah.
So that's a worry for sure.
You want to meet him at who he is.
Right.
He's not gonna pop out and you're gonna be like, piano lessons. Like, whatever he wants to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm more worried that like I just won't have any kind of bond.
Allison, so many parents worry about that.
Yes.
So many parents worry about that.
Right. Also, just like all the pressure on like if you make any mistakes that you've like ruined your child forever.
Trust me, that you can make a lot of mistakes and still turn out pretty good ones. Okay? Don't worry.
And you can do a great job and still have a mess up.
If this show's taught us anything, it's that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like wild, right? Like all this stuff around like what you should and shouldn't do, all the different like camps people are in.
Oh, so what are you finding? What are they telling you can't do? What are the big camps?
Well, RFK is telling me I can't take time.
Sure,
at
of
all.
course. And I mean,
He's right. But like that's like such a perfect example. I feel like
yeah.
where it's like the mother must suffer.
Oh, yeah.
And if the mother isn't suffering the most possible, then she's doing a disservice to her child.
Yes.
And I would say like that's the element that is just like the most insidious. And so like you see that in like natural childbirth.
Yeah.
If you get the epidural, then you're not experiencing the real thing, or
Oh my God.
you know, and like also the pressure around like not having a C-section.
What, like, nothing is going to make your child, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but like, as
What?
long as you're, but as long as you're, like, trying your best,
Yeah.
and you love the kid, no matter what.
Right. That to me feels like the most important thing.
Right.
But then there's like all this pressure around like how long you breastfeed.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
And I've like seen my friends struggle with it, where they like feel so much guilt if they don't keep breastfeeding, and like that they want to breastfeed as long as possible, but then they also like hate breastfeeding.
Yeah,
it's ruining their lives.
Yeah, because it's an inconvenience.
It's physically, mentally draining
yeah.
and time consuming,
Mhm.
and so you know I'm like of the mindset where I'm like I'll try it, but if it like is ruining my life, then it doesn't make sense. Or if I'm not making enough milk, then it doesn't make sense. And
Like, the whole thing of, like, you must suffer so much for this child and then also have no resentment and love the child 100%. And it's like, well, sort of hard to have both of those, I feel.
right, like if I feel like there's this like sense that like your needs as a mother no longer matter.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, if you have a kid, and like obviously this is not everybody. I'm talking about like toxic mom culture,
Yeah.
right? But like in that sphere, it's this sense of like if you still have that identity outside of your child and prioritize your own needs in any way,
Yeah,
then
fuck
you're a
you.
bad mom.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
that
mean-
is like I just hate that narrative, and it also just feels like it's also counterintuitive because then you end up losing yourself, and then you're not even like what are you even modeling for your child?
Right. Your kid needs to see you living a life with things that you love and hobbies and friends. Otherwise, they're not going to know that that's a thing adults can have. I think also, like, the response to you saying you didn't want a boy, I think is people, how do I put this gently? Moms aren't funny. like they don't have like a sense of humor, some of those camps. Like some of those groups are like real intense about, you can like, nothing is funny. You have to be like very serious and sincere with everything to do with the kid. It's all gonna be everything that happens is gonna be something that traumatizes them forever. Like there's no room for like, this is kind of silly goose, you know?
And I think that there's like this like element now of like optimizing every single moment of your child's life.
Yeah.
Right? That like every moment they need to be like being enhanced in some way, and they have to be like being enriched, and they have to be having the time of their lives.
Right. They can never experience one negative emotion.
Or like they can never experience boredom. And I actually feel like boredom is important. Like it's a thing that like happens a lot, and sometimes like you have to just like figure out how to amuse yourself, because your schedule isn't booked, you know, for 24 hours a day. And like, oh, I'm sorry, like, yeah, like I am doing this thing that I have to do, and so like you're gonna have to just like play with yourself, or like, you know. And this is more older kids, but like that every moment is like so structured. And I think that like a huge life skill is like being okay with boredom, and being okay with like, yeah, like I'm not having the greatest time of my life, or I'm doing something I don't want to do, but there's like a reason that I'm doing that.
Yeah, that was more of a thing at least when I was younger, I feel like, because there wasn't the ability to have everything at your fingertips. So like the show I liked would be on at a certain time, and then that's when it was on. Or like I
had to wait for things.
Yeah, I had to wait for it, or like, you know, I had a lot of books because you didn't have a computer. And so, yeah, I mean, I would love to, if starting over with a kid, give them the opportunity to have some of that, where it's like you are allowed to be bored, and so you have to figure stuff out. Or, I don't know, I guess me and my sister decimated some Barbie dolls, but that, you know what, if you're bored, you gotta figure it out.
If you're bored, tear someone's head off. Well, it's like free play, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like, also, like, I have no idea, like, and I think like there's also all this thing of like, my baby is sleeping so well because I sleep trained it. And it's like, your baby is sleeping well because you sleep trained it, and because it had a disposition for sleep training to work.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's like this element that acts like the parents are in complete control of the outcome of the kid.
Oh yeah.
When it's really like, you don't know what kind of kid you're gonna get.
Right.
Like your kid might be like really a bad sleeper, or very fussy, or super easygoing, so that it makes it look like you're an incredible parent. But like if you have like a defiant kid, or a kid with issues, like these strategies that everyone swears by, it's not gonna work, or it's not gonna be as effective, and then the narrative makes it feel like it's your fault that it didn't work, rather than like you just have a more difficult kid.
One, it's all the mom's fault always, not even the dad, it's all the mom's fault. And two, the judgment around mothering is beyond what I've ever seen. Like I've seen comments on I don't know, I understand sometimes why. I don't like when people post their kids, but I understand like sometimes someone will post something and maybe the kid is in it, maybe not, as like an educational tool. The amount of people that are just like, not like, oh, I wouldn't do it this way. It's like, I wouldn't do it this way, and also you deserve the death penalty.
You deserve the jail.
It's fucking crazy. The like amount of anger, and other women coming for each other. I'm like, yo, I don't know.
I feel lucky that I don't feel this pressure, and maybe it will come once the kid is here, but I really don't feel like, oh, I can't have an epidural, I can't take Tylenol, I have to breastfeed for a full year. Like, I don't feel like any of those trappings.
Are people in your ear about stuff though?
No. Okay. Like, I feel like people in my life have been like pretty respectful, where they're like, are you going to breastfeed? Like, they're not making any assumptions around things, which is really nice. So I guess that's the counterbalance, is like, for all the toxic mom culture out there, there is like a lot of people that do handle this stuff with care and like nuance and understanding.
Yeah.
I like those people.
Yeah, definitely. Did you feel a certain way about like people being like, you shouldn't say that you don't want a boy?
Look, I'm gonna delete all the content before the kid can read.
I was like, before he comes? But you said before he can read.
Yeah. So this stuff will be down within 3.5 years. That's me hoping he's really smart.
made an entire city with like a voting system for our Beanie Babies. That's the type of stuff that you don't get. We had like a mayor and a city council. This is the kind of stuff that you don't get if you have an iPad on you.